BONK mania is upon us and is bringing the Solana ecosystem with it. Meme coins aren't going anywhere, and BONK coin has just climbed up to number 56 in overall market cap. It is the dog coin of the people. Move over Doge, there's a new boss in town, but hold your horses. BONK is only at a $1 to $2 billion market cap. Doge is at a strong 12 billion. But the craze has not subsided. I dare say it's just getting started. Some people are buying Solana phones off of eBay upwards of $4,000 to $5,000 a piece. And the reason people are buying this phone is because if you install a Solana NFT app, you can claim some free BONK worth thousands of dollars. Before you start buying these phones off of eBay, you do have to be wary of the price of BONK, number one, and number two, if people are selling phones that have already been opened, so do your research. In this crypto cycle, Solana is really taking everyone by storm. We know the mass majority of companies, brands, musicians, artists are over in the Ethereum NFT ecosystem, but Solana has recently popped off doing a 6 to 7x. And they just yesterday flipped Ethereum in terms of NFT sales volume. In fact, Tensor, which is one of Solana marketplaces, has flipped one of the biggest marketplaces in all of Ethereum, which is Blur. Now, why are Solana NFTs popping off? And a lot of people believe that DeFi summer is on Solana this cycle. They've been building in the bear. Now they're making announcements of the releases, mechanisms that they built during the downtime, but finally letting the public know what they've been up to. And here's a great example of this. We're over in the Solana ecosystem marketplace called Tensor, which is the rival to Blur, right? So here we can see that they have something called inscriptions. And where can we find inscriptions? That's right. If you don't know, we're going to get to in a second. Bitcoin inscriptions has been all the rage. Well, guess what? Inscriptions are over in a Solana ecosystem right now, and they are doing really well. There's a lot of sales volume in a lot of these NFT connections. And if you didn't know, Bitcoin has been holding the number one place in NFT sales volume overall for the last 2 months. They've done over 670 million in the last 30 days alone. And for the first time ever, they caught the attention of Sotheby's, which launched Bitcoin Shrooms, aka one of the first ever profile pictures on Bitcoin network. And they sold for well over 5 times the asking price. They were asking from $20,000 to $40,000. They had auctions upwards of 200,000 that executed, which is a big win for the Bitcoin NFT ecosystem. This was the first sale ever of Bitcoin NFTs on Sotheby's, and guess what they're called? They're called inscriptions. So that one little mechanism is now being applied to different ecosystems. Going back to what we talked about earlier, what do we see here? We see inscriptions on Tensor's Solana NFT marketplace. That could be one of the many reasons for the strong movement upwards on the Solana ecosystem, because they're just implementing technology a lot faster than the boring old Ethereum. There's a lot of pros for NFTs being inscribed versus the regular launching mechanisms, which we're not going to get into today, but just know that Bitcoin inscriptions have now carried over to all these networks: Ethereum, Solana, Near, Polygon, Celo, Phantom, and they just recently crashed and paused the Arbitrum ecosystem. That is right, people spammed the Arbitrum ecosystem with so many inscriptions that it overwhelmed and prevented L2s from transacting. So there are some minuses, but more pros than cons. Why do inscriptions clock networks? And to put it in layman terms, you're pretty much setting something in stone, which takes a lot longer. If you have a million people doing it, it's going to take a really long time. In any case, how do you capitalize on this pandemonium? Or is it pandemonium, or is it here to stay? I, for one, love on-chain art, on-chain NFT. I believe it's going to be here to stay, and there's a couple of clear winners. But if you want to know which inscriptions I'm buying and selling on top of the NFTs I'm trading on a daily basis, click on my link down below. I chatted up my private community what I'm doing. But not to worry, follow along, because we bring you 3 market updates weekly to get ahead of the trend. We're not going anywhere. NFTs aren't going anywhere, so we're here to help everyone capitalize. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.